So we've had our gateway technologies, or our converter technologies we've been making for many years, baseband in to IP out and vice versa. The show, we're showing transcoding technologies, IP in, IP out, moving video from one IP island, NDI, for instance, or SRT, and have to move it into the 2110 space. I don't want to go out into the baseband and reconvert it back in. So a number of gateways, our Vion gateways, are what we're introducing to the show. And we're enhancing our existing converters by adding, again, new features, again, some gateway functionality to our traditional converters, as well as a number of other new processing tools. Matrox company has been moving pixels for a number of years now. 45, coming on 50, I think next year. We've been doing it primarily through hardware, making chips, ASICs, PCBs, a lot of software. We're mostly known for our hardware, but we've been doing software not for long. And our apex at one point in the late 90s was graphic cards. We were very involved in, business graphics. But our broadcast video business has been going on for like 30 years now, supplying all manner of hardware manufacturers today with our technology, again, hardware and software. And we're making a lot of standalone appliances as well. Last 15 years has really been standalone appliances. So where do you impact with the media creators, people that are creating video? Where do they touch Matrox? Well, again, historically, we probably did this 15 years ago when we were selling a lot of NLE accelerator hardware, where real-time editing was impossible to do with software. GPUs and software being what they are today, we pivoted away from the nonlinear editing area, but into more live applications. So there's all manner of live video applications. For instance, how? Live how? So on the broadcast video side, creating character generation software, so trying to take it and make vision mixers, the underlying guts that make a vision mixer or character generator or digital video, clip player, production servers, all this that take video in and move video out in a live way, high quality way, 422 10-bit. Now SDI and 2110, connectivity wise. So bringing video into computers and taking videos out of computers is how we've been doing things for the broadcast space for a long time. In the Pro AV space, there's a great convergence happening where Pro AV, Live, and Enterprise video even are all starting to share more and more common interconnects, common technologies. And Matrox has a long history of creating, a history in the Pro AV space. Again, moving video in and out of enterprise communication environments, digital display walls or video walls, moving video into those walls, not only in broadcast and creative markets, but control systems for military, a lot of nuclear installations, a lot of command and control environments. Again, we're quite diversified. Any place where you're pushing pixels onto screens or capturing from video sources or computer sources, you'll often find Matrox technology. Well, let's leave ourselves from military and nuclear reactors and come back to media. Yeah. One of the changes that we've been making over the last several years is the shift from SDI to IP, 2110, for instance, and others. Yes. What's the advantage to IP, and is there a loss in quality when we do that? The imaging is the imaging on the camera. It's 422 10-bit, and it's digitized. Now, how do I get it from the camera into my downstream processing? Whether it be SDI or 2110, you're supposed to be moving the very same pixels. How the physical infrastructure to do that is transformed from SDI, which has 300 feet, we'll say, of lengths, cable lengths before signals degrade. When you start to move things over fiber, and SDI can be moved over fiber, you can move it a lot longer. So there's an advantage of IP, but the single greatest advantage is how do I route things? If I want to have a 2000 by 2000 matrix SDI router, I can do something equivalent with a 1 or 2 RU network switch. Nowadays, that's really the big advantage. You could really reduce the amount of physical space required to move signals. Additionally, just from a cost perspective, and again, they've been seeing this for many years, you're looking to take advantage of network COTS infrastructure versus dedicated, purpose-built broadcast equipment vendors. So as networking technologies increase in capacity, reduce in cost, broadcast workflows, creative media workflows can take advantage of that increase in productivity, increase in performance, just because it's the very same equipment being used in media as well as in traditional enterprise. So the big advantage, again, we can start using the same physical interconnects that a network, a COTS environment has. The broadcast can take advantage of that. The endpoints are different, but the guts are the same, and that's the big advantages for that.
So what have you got that's new at the show?
Over here, we've got, again, video over IP is very big for us. So we have a suite of converters and transcoders. So SDI is not going away. It's not going away anytime soon. Moving from SDI into 2110, maybe from 2110 into SDI or HDMI workflows. Monitoring, HDMI monitors are very inexpensive. You want to monitor your 2110 signals, you can do that with our 2110 to HDMI converters. Again, so we have a suite of converters to and from 2110. Can support compressed formats of the 2110 compressed formats. We have routing solutions. So 2110 tends to be routed with NMOS control protocol. So all our devices are NMOS enabled. We have a controller to be able to route those 2110 signals. And then we have additional types of video over IP that the media industry uses. One, SRT, for instance, is a popular one when you're moving media over the open internet. 2110's much too big for traditional internet links. SRT it's an excellent protocol for lossy networks. So we can move from now 2110 to SRT and back with our Vion gateways, our IP video gateways. Again, we have contribution encoders and decoders, again, using SRT. So when it comes to video over IP, we try to touch, often live is the key, but it could be across LANs or across WANs or across even open internets, moving videos from point A to point B. Remy Production's been a couple of years now, we've been doing that. But just traditional contribution, again, on network, on-premise networks, we're moving a lot of video over those standard network switches now.
What trends are you watching in our industry right now? What's important?
Cloud is on everybody's mind, as well as how AI can impact some of those workflows. I can't say that Matrox has invested a whole lot yet on AI. But on the clouds front, we have a whole suite of tools. Now it's called our Origin Media Network, Media Fabric Network, and there's an awful lot happening in the cloud, trying to do native production without building on an infrastructure that was historical, trying to really take advantage of all the benefits of an asynchronous network that the cloud is, trying to build media processing and media creation tools based on this platform. It really is something that's interesting. So the cloud will participating, but I'm here at the show trying to learn about how many other people are doing cloud and native technologies.
So what have you got that's new at the show?
Our gateway technologies, or our converter technologies we've been making for many years, baseband in to IP out and vice versa. The show, we're showing transcoding technologies, IP in, IP out, moving video from one IP island, NDI, for instance, or SRT, and have to move it into the 2110 space. I don't want to go out into the baseband and reconvert it back in, so a number of gateways, our Vion gateways, are what we're introducing to the show, and we're enhancing our existing converters by adding, again, new features, again, some gateway functionality to our traditional converters, as well as a number of other new processing tools. So quite a lot of exciting things happen in our, again, IP to IP gateways, quite interesting stuff.
If you were to summarize what Matrox does in a paragraph to tell people, why they should pay attention to Matrox, what would you say?
Well, for a company that's been around for 45 years, we've had to reinvent ourselves a couple of times, and I can honestly say that now is a time for reinvention as well. Take advantage of all the new, wonderful, rapid technology evolutions that are happening. And we're doing just that as well, really focusing on COTS infrastructure. So it's been 3 or 4 years now, we've really been focusing on that, and we expect to last another 45 years, and it's by coming to see some of the new innovations that we're doing, and how can we take advantage and recognize those trends, and then offer ultimately tools that our customers can use, right? Useful tools, not just technology gadgets.
Dan, thank you very much.
Larry, it's been a pleasure talking to you.